On a seemingly ordinary Tuesday morning, the world awoke to viral satellite images that would send shockwaves through global security circles. A Chinese container ship docked in port had been transformed, not with its usual stacks of cargo, but with ominous missile launchers and sophisticated radar arrays clearly visible on deck. The images spread rapidly, igniting a firestorm of speculation and concern. In intelligence offices from Washington to London, analysts stared at their screens in disbelief, struggling to process what they were seeing. The implications were immediate and profound. Newsrooms erupted with urgency. The headline flashed across the globe: China arms a container ship. It was a story that dominated every major outlet, sparking heated debates and emergency meetings. This wasn't a warship patrolling hostile waters. It was a cargo vessel, the kind that delivers sneakers, smartphones, and everyday goods to ports around the world. Its transformation was both shocking and ingenious. Yet, beneath the surface, it had become a warship in disguise, its true purpose hidden among the ordinary containers. The Zhengda 79 wasn't just a one-off experiment. It was a deliberate message to the world, a bold demonstration of new capabilities. Beijing was signaling the dawn of a new era in naval warfare, one where the line between civilian and military at sea was deliberately blurred, making it harder to distinguish friend from foe. Suddenly, every Chinese merchant ship on the world's oceans became a potential threat, a possible wolf in sheep's clothing. Naval experts were stunned. Arming merchant ships was an old idea, dating back to the World Wars, but never before had it been done with such advanced, modern missile technology. This wasn't about self-defense or protecting trade routes. It was about turning the very engines of global commerce into covert offensive platforms, ready to strike without warning. The implications were staggering. Any cargo ship anywhere in the world could now be a hidden missile platform capable of launching a surprise attack. The US Navy, built around massive, expensive warships, suddenly faced a new asymmetric threat from China's vast merchant fleet. Hundreds of ships that could be armed at a moment's notice. If even a small fraction of those ships were converted, the sheer numbers would overwhelm traditional navies, making it nearly impossible to track or counter every potential threat. This was asymmetric warfare at its most creative, using civilian assets to counter high-tech adversaries and rewriting the rules of engagement on the high seas. The age of the container ship missile cruiser had dawned, forever altering the balance of power at sea. The world's oceans would never feel the same again. Every passing cargo ship now carried a shadow of uncertainty. The rules of maritime security had just changed, and the world was left scrambling to adapt to this new, unpredictable reality. An armed merchant cruiser is, at its core, a civilian ship, such as a cargo or container vessel, that has been specially outfitted with weapons and military equipment. These ships start their lives as ordinary commercial vessels, designed to carry goods across the world's oceans, but are later transformed for a very different purpose. Unlike true warships, armed merchant cruisers lack heavy armor and high speed. Instead, their greatest strength is their ability to hide in plain sight, blending seamlessly with the thousands of commercial ships that travel busy maritime routes every day. This disguise allows them to operate covertly, making them difficult to detect and track. Historically, these ships played a crucial role in disrupting enemy trade and supply lines. They would blend in with civilian traffic, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal their hidden weapons and strike unexpectedly, often catching their targets completely off guard. The key to their effectiveness lies in conversion, turning an ordinary cargo hauler into a formidable missile platform or gunship, often in a matter of days or even hours. In the past, this conversion meant bolting heavy guns onto the decks. Today, it's all about loading modular weapon containers, which can be quickly installed or removed as needed. China's latest innovation is the use of standardized weapon modules that fit perfectly into the same slots as regular shipping containers, making the transformation almost invisible to the untrained eye. Thanks to this modular approach, a container ship can be converted for military use in just a few hours, simply by loading the right modules while in port, without any need for permanent modifications. This is what makes the Zhengda 79 so significant. It's not just a single ship, but a blueprint for the rapid global militarization of commercial trade vessels, potentially changing the balance of naval power. A container ship equipped with long-range missiles instantly becomes a strategic asset, capable of launching surprise attacks while remaining hidden among innocent-looking merchant traffic. It's a cost-effective, highly deceptive weapon, an old idea reborn with cutting-edge technology and modern firepower, making it more relevant and dangerous than ever before. Using merchant ships for war is an old tactic. In both world wars, Germany turned freighters into disguised raiders, like the SMS Wolf and Cormoran, hiding guns and torpedoes behind false panels. These ships sank dozens of enemy vessels, striking unexpectedly and vanishing into commercial traffic. Their success relied on deception, posing as harmless traders until it was too late. The Cormoran even sank the Australian cruiser HMAS Sydney, proving the danger of these disguised threats. Today, the principle is the same. Hide in plain sight, strike by surprise. The difference is technology. Modern raiders can launch precision missiles from hundreds of miles away. A single armed container ship could threaten warships, ports, or infrastructure. The lessons of history are clear. These ships are more than a nuisance. They're a strategic threat. China is reviving an old playbook, but with far deadlier tools. The Zhongda 79 looks like any other cargo ship, but it's a testbed for a new kind of war. Its secret? Modularity. Containerized weapon systems that fit standard shipping slots. These modules can house missiles, radar, or command centers, loaded and unloaded like regular cargo. Analysts spotted YJ-18 anti-ship missiles and advanced radar among the modules. This isn't just self-defense, it's offensive firepower on a civilian hull. China's vast merchant fleet could be rapidly armed by loading these modules in port. In a crisis, any container ship could become a missile platform overnight. The enemy wouldn't know which ship is a threat until missiles fly. The Zhongda 79 proves the wolf can wear sheep's clothing and disappear into the flock. Why would China, with its modern navy, arm civilian ships? The answer: numbers and flexibility. Even with rapid shipbuilding, China's warships are finite. The US and allies still have an edge. By converting merchant ships, China can instantly multiply its fleet, overwhelming adversaries with sheer volume. These expendable ships can take on risky missions, preserving high-value warships for decisive battles. Its mission distribution, using cheap platforms for blockades, missile salvos, or decoys. This strategy draws on China's doctrine of mobilizing civilian assets for war. The message is clear. In conflict, every Chinese ship could be a weapon. The battlefield now includes the entire merchant fleet. China blurs the line between commercial and military fleets. By law, civilian ships can be built for rapid military conversion. This means that even ships that appear to be ordinary cargo vessels can, at a moment's notice, be transformed into assets for the Chinese Navy, giving China a unique edge in maritime strategy. Many new Chinese merchant vessels have reinforced decks and fittings for weapon modules. These modifications are often subtle, but they allow for the quick installation of missile launchers, radar systems, or even helicopter pads, making these ships far more versatile than typical commercial vessels. The US, by contrast, keeps its commercial and military fleets strictly separate. American laws and military doctrine draw a clear line between civilian and military assets, reflecting a different approach to maritime security. American merchant ships are designed for logistics, not combat. Arming them isn't part of doctrine. Their primary mission is to transport goods and supplies, not to engage in battle or support military operations directly. This creates a strategic asymmetry. China can treat much of its fleet as expendable, while the US must protect every warship. In a conflict, China could risk losing commercial ships without the same level of concern, while the US would face higher stakes with each loss. Chinese commanders gain flexibility, sending armed container ships on high-risk missions with little loss if sunk. This willingness to use civilian ships for military purposes gives China more options in both peacetime and wartime scenarios. China's merchant fleet is the world's largest, with global port access and a vast shipbuilding industry. This industrial capacity allows China to rapidly expand or replace its fleet, further strengthening its maritime power. The West has used civilian ships in emergencies, such as during the Falklands War, but China's approach is systematic and permanent. Their dual-use strategy is built into the very fabric of their maritime policy. It's not just about requisitioning ships in wartime, it's about having a dual-use fleet ready at all times, with ships that can switch roles in hours, not days. This gives China a powerful, global advantage, allowing it to project influence and respond quickly to crises, anywhere in the world. The world's shipping lanes are now part of the battlefield, as commercial and military interests become increasingly intertwined on the high seas. The economics are stark. A US destroyer costs over $2 billion, a new container ship, $30–50 million. Converting a cargo ship with weapon modules costs a fraction of a warship. For the price of one destroyer, China could field 20 armed container ships. This changes the strategic equation. China can build a disposable second navy, absorbing losses and keeping pressure on adversaries. These ships can be sent into high-risk zones. If lost, the cost is minimal. If even a few get through, they could inflict massive damage on high-value targets. Defenders must use expensive missiles and assets to counter cheap threats. Container ships can be converted in days, not years, allowing China to surge naval power overnight. This rapid, low-cost force generation is a game-changer. China's industrial scale is now a weapon at sea. Armed container ships' greatest weapon is surprise. In peacetime, they blend into global shipping, indistinguishable from harmless freighters. In a crisis, they could launch missiles from unexpected locations, crippling enemy bases before a response is possible. These ships can act as decoys, saturating enemy surveillance and forcing adversaries to guess which vessel is a threat. The ambiguity creates chaos. Navies must choose between risking an attack or accidentally targeting a civilian ship. China's strategy exploits this hesitation, putting the burden of escalation on the enemy. The rules of engagement are upended. The line between civilian and combatant is now dangerously thin. The oceans have become a chessboard of hidden threats. The armed container ship marks a shift in maritime power. For decades, naval dominance meant high-tech warships. Now mass and deception matter just as much. China's strategy forces the US and allies to rethink how they track and counter threats hidden in commercial traffic. New investments in surveillance, AI, and patrols will be needed. The risks are real. If all Chinese merchant ships become targets, global trade and China's economy could suffer. But Beijing seems willing to gamble, betting on surprise and numbers in a short, decisive conflict. The Zhongda 79 is more than a ship. It's a warning. Industrial and commercial power can now be weaponized at sea. The next threat may not be a gray warship, but the cargo vessel beside you. The balance of power now belongs to those who master deception as well as technology.